Government of Canada charter. The other was chartered by a specific province for one of their orders. There are severe restrictions on the ground in China in terms of how long a plane can actually stay in their airports before having to leave, whether it's full or not. And at the same time, supply lines and truck shipments to the airports are difficult and interrupted by checkpoints and quarantine measures. For the most part, we've been able to navigate through those and ensure that Canada has received the equipment that it needs, but these two airplanes were forced to take off empty. We will continue to work through a very difficult situation to ensure that, as we have been, we make sure that Canadians get, Canadian provinces, Canadian institutions get the equipment that they so desperately need. We're continuing to receive millions of pieces of PPE over the past days. We expect many more over the over the next days and weeks, as well as the Canadian industrial facilities tooling up their ability to deliver PPEs. It's always a challenge to get the PPE into Canada in a time where the global market is very, very competitive for these. But we have managed so far to get the equipment that provinces have asked for, and we will continue to make sure we're prioritizing support for our frontline workers who are going into battle every day against this virus.
Ministre Lévy, Mélanie?
Oui, qu'est-il arrivé donc, M. Trudeau, à cet équipement-là? Est-ce qu'on l'a toujours en notre possession dans un entrepôt ou c'est un autre pays qui s'en est emparé par défaut? Et puis, quelle est l'autre province aussi où le matériel devait être acheminé?
Nous allons continuer d'assurer qu'on est en train de faire un suivi sur les commandes qu'on a fait pour recevoir l'équipement dont on a besoin et on va continuer d'assurer qu'il y a des voyages, des avions nolisés qui seront là pour prendre l'équipement dont on a besoin. Par rapport au nom de la province, je vais laisser à la province la capacité de partager cette situation-là.
Hi, Prime Minister. Molly Thomas, CTV National News. I want to ask you a question on behalf of Nick Beaton, who lost his wife, Kristen, from the senseless violence in Nova Scotia this weekend. He just spoke with our chief anchor, Lisa LaFlamme. His wife, Kristen, died. She was a frontline worker, a dedicated nurse, and was also pregnant. And she was forced to reuse her personal protective equipment because there was not enough. So on behalf of Nick, let me ask you this question. Why aren't there enough PPEs for nurses and other healthcare workers, not only in Nova Scotia, but across the country? And where is the supply chain broken, and what are we going to do about it?
Okay. First of all, to Nick and to all the families going through heart-wrenching loss right now, looking for answers, looking for reasons, looking for support. We are there for you, and we will be there for you. Like so many people across the country who are worried about what the next days will bring and what the challenges are facing. Our frontline workers have been worried about the continued availability of personal protection equipment. We've seen a number of provinces talk about possible shortages, a number of days away. We've managed to cover those, but we are in a situation where people are having to make choices to try and stretch out our PPE as long as possible. Different provinces are managing their stockpiles differently. The federal government is there to support provinces in their requests, and until this point have been, up until this point and beyond this point, have been able to respond to the specific requests that provinces have made. At the same time, we have been fighting in a very competitive international environment where everyone is looking for PPE, which is why we've made significant investments in domestic capacity to make the kinds of equipment that is going to keep frontline health workers safe across the country. D'abord, je veux exprimer toutes mes condoléances à Nick et à tout le monde qui a perdu des êtres chers dans cette attaque épouvantable en Nouvelle-Écosse. C'est une situation que les gens ne peuvent pas même imaginer. Et nous allons toujours être là pour vous appuyer, pour appuyer toutes les familles qui souffrent dans ces moments. par rapport à nos travailleurs dans le système de santé qui s'inquiètent de l'équipement nécessaire pour les protéger. Les provinces gèrent leurs protocoles et leurs approches de leur façon. En termes de